Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 8 of the Deus Ex Cinema podcast. I'm your host, Aaron Clues. Joining me is Marty Adams.
Yes, me.
And Saray Uchuk, as always. So for episode today, instead of doing roundtable 4?
Something like that.
Instead, we are going to be doing, on the eve of Christmas Eve, we're going to be doing our best of 2018 for movies, video games, and our own videos, because we're egotists.
I love us.
So what do you guys think? Should we start with games or movies?
We should start with movies, since we're a movie podcast.
That's a good point. All right. So I think, so I did 5 movies, my top 5 movies of the year. And
Can
I think
we go over what we'd like to say about each one? Are we doing like pros and cons real quick, or like reasons why we liked it?
So what I'm thinking is we'll start. I can go first, and then we'll go around clockwise. I'll start with number 5. Then we just go like that. We'll send up the list, and I can, when you say your movie, you can just say whatever you want to about it, and then if anyone else has any other commentary about it, we can do that.
Okay.
We will talk about movies.
It's a brand new thing we're trying. Talking about movies to nobody on the internet. So my first one, number 5 for me, was Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Really? I thought it was going to be really high up.
Well, it's just because I was looking at lists.
Yeah.
And it just didn't pop up. So I'm going to make an
Here's
amendment.
Oh, you have it on your phone. Yeah, I mean, for me, I know it just came out, but I think it was probably one of the most strictly enjoyable movies that I saw this year, at least. And probably one of the best-looking animated movies I've seen in a while.
Right.
Except for Kubo, because...
But that's a whole different thing.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing. That's barely even a kid's movie. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess we have a whole episode on Spider-Verse. We probably don't need to go into it too much.
Yeah, hopefully they know our opinions on Spider-Verse.
Soraya, what's your number 5?
My number 5 is Aquaman.
Really?
Yeah.
Aquaman's number 5.
What? Did you think it would be higher or not on the list?
I didn't think it would be on there. I didn't think it would make it.
No, I really like that movie.
All right. Well, why is it number 5 for you?
Well, I like the whole underwater theme. Like,
Especially when he takes off his shirt.
I mean, Jason Momoa is a fine piece of flesh.
You could say
Gross.
ass.
Just say flesh.
To make it sound weird.
It's a good moist flesh.
Real
That
moist.
Jason
He
Momoa.
is moist. He's moist throughout
He
the
is
entire
moist guy.
fucking movie.
I love that moist scalp flesh of his.
I also just like the whole, like, just being underwater.
Yeah.
And Atlantis. I really like mythological kind of places, like Greek mythology, Atlantis. Just all that kind of stuff.
One thing I did think too about it, and you could tell me whether or not this pertains, but I felt like one reason it might really appeal to you is the whole underwater setup of like the fantasy world felt very Tolkien to me.
You think so?
Yeah, because it was very sort of like black and white high fantasy, where it was like, all right, this whole species is over here. This whole species is over here.
I did get a lot
this
of
whole
Lord of the
species is
Rings
over here.
vibes.
Yeah, it had a very, very Tolkien sort of feel
That's
to it to
probably
me.
why I liked it so much. I mean, I'm a big Lord of the Rings. I almost said Star Wars fan, but I fucking hate Star Wars. I fucking hate
Freudian
Star
slip.
Wars.
All right, Marty, you're number 5.
I didn't order these.
Oh, wow.
I'll wing it.
Oh, wow.
I'll wing it. This
You're
is
already
hard,
fucking
actually.
up.
It's hard. They're all good movies.
You're pulling an Isaiah.
They're all good movies. No, I don't know. I would say I picked mostly fun movies. Like I didn't really see any like real deep things.
Yeah.
But I would say maybe like Deadpool 2 is pretty good. I mean, that's kind of what the year started with.
Okay.
And yeah, it's just Deadpool. Everyone knows Deadpool. It's not great,
There's nothing wrong with that, though.
but it's funny.
Yeah.
It made me laugh a lot. So.
Well, I think one thing, too, with us, especially doing this now, that I was kind of having problems with was, like, when I was looking back, I was like, well, all the movies I was really looking forward to aren't really out yet.
Yeah.
Or haven't been able to see yet.
Right.
But yeah, so I think a lot of this does sort of lean towards the more enjoyable movies.
And a lot of it's like, like I saw Deadpool. Like I always watch the Deadpool movies with my family and stuff, and it's a big funny thing. So
yeah,
that's a big part of it. I think it's more the atmosphere than the movie itself.
Well, and Deadpool 2 was pretty good.
Yeah.
For all things considered.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
I guess we never saw the PG-13 cut but that's probably for better.
The one that comes out like Christmas.
It's already out.
Oh, I thought
It's been out for a week or two, I think.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Everyone just ignore that.
But yeah, so Deadpool 2.
All right. Well, then my number 4 was Bad Times at the El Royale.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not.
I know you didn't. I loved it though. I just thought it was really interesting. I don't know if you saw it at all, Marty, but pretty much it's a varied cast of characters, and it's all like character actors like John Hamm and Dakota Johnson and Jeff Bridges. All go to a hotel on the border of, is it New Mexico and California?
I don't think...
Nevada. California.
Yeah.
I don't know states. I'm terrible at geography. I got the N right. And so it's right on the border, and then it like just sort of it focuses on each character for a period of time, and then it'll go back in time and show what the other character was doing, and it all takes place in one night.
Oh, that's pretty
This
cool.
whole like story unfolds. So it's a little Pulp Fiction-y, but it doesn't piss me off like Pulp Fiction. For all of the listeners, because it's audio only, Marty did the John Travolta meme.
We'll just... we need to like put in whatever like the closed captioning, like assisted kind of thing.
Descriptive closed captioning.
Descriptive closed captions.
Parentheses, Marty does meme. Yeah, so I mean that was my number 4. I thought it was really fun. It was interesting. It was well made, technically, especially editing wise. Which I don't know if it was just because I've been starting to get more into editing, or just like sort of my progression of a film fan, but I felt like this year was really fucking bad for editing.
Well, it seems like it's getting more. Just get it out there, make it
Yeah.
appeal to like make it easy to watch, but not just skip the details.
Like there were so many movies where I was just like, what the fuck is this editing? I mean, Suicide Squad didn't come out this year, which was probably the worst movie for editing ever. But yeah, so that was my number 4. I think my number 3 too is also going to surprise you, Soraya. But Soraya, you're number 4.
My number 4 was Hereditary.
Hereditary at number 4.
Yeah.
That might come up later in my list as well.
Yeah.
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 But not at number 4. All right,
I'm
why'd
assuming number 3.
you have Hereditary at number 4?
I liked the tilt shift editing that was done. I liked how at the beginning of the movie there's a scene where the camera zooms in on a dollhouse, and it zooms into a specific room, and then it gets all the way into the room, and then the room becomes real instead of a dollhouse room. And then I don't remember what else I said. I said that the movie does a really good job of keeping you filled with like dread and suspense.
I forgot what was Hereditary about. Like, what was the main?
That's the
dread of
one
it?
with
The guy from the Naked Brothers band.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was gonna say because it sounded familiar, but
Yeah, with the daughter, or with his younger sister who's allergic to nuts.
I don't know actually. That sounds familiar. I might have seen it, but I can't remember.
I think you saw it with us. Oh, or was that Resolve?
That was Resolve.
Oh.
That was Resolve that we watched it with.
Whoops.
One thing I'd like to add on with Hereditary is that I don't think Hereditary is even the best of them, but it's been nice seeing this trend of horror going towards the more very artistic,
Yeah.
intent-filled, just like dread and suspense with like
Instead
It Comes
of-
at Night, The Witch.
Instead of
Hereditary.
like jump scares.
Yeah.
The Nun.
Yeah.
Like movies that really focus on suspense and dread. I think it takes a lot more skill to be able to
Oh yeah.
get that to
Yeah.
come across right. Because anyone can do jump scares, like or even found footage type things now.
Yeah.
It's like ever since Blair Witch, it's all been like cookie cutter kind of.
Yeah.
When you tend to get something else when it's like a slow crafted horror movie like that, it's not just, oh my god, that thing was so scary. It's like it's usually about something else too. That
Yeah.
adds a little bit more to it.
It's because when it's like a lot of jump scares, you leave you leave the theater and it's like, you're just like, okay, yeah, whatever, moving on with daily life. Like I like movies that like leave a lasting impact on you.
Yeah.
And I want to be walking to my car in the dark and freaking out a little bit. I want a scary movie,
Are you done for your number 4 then, Soraya?
I think it also handled like No, you know what? Never mind. Keep going, guys.
All right, Marty,
All right.
you're number 4.
Again, keep it. The order's pretty arbitrary.
All right, we could just say for Marty, order doesn't mean anything. It's just top 5.
It's on the spot ranking. I don't know. Like again, I liked Wreck-It Ralph 2, and because I saw it with Macy and it was fun.
Okay, so I have not seen Wreck-It Ralph 2.
Yeah, it's
And when you go into why you like this movie,
yeah.
I want to play a little game with you.
Do it.
Where I need you to sell me on this movie because I think the trailers for Wreck-It Ralph 2 are some of the worst trailers I've ever seen.
Oh no, yeah, it did.
So as coming from that perspective of a man who usually does not like Disney movies,
Yeah.
and I liked the first one, it was fine, but I had no interest in seeing the second one because the trailers were shitty. Why should I see Wreck-It Ralph 2?
Well, let's see. I don't know. I think it's just got the thing for me that like sold it to me was just it's they're jumping between different spots on the internet,
Yeah.
and all that stuff. And it was fucking beautiful, man. Like,
Yeah?
it was a really good looking movie.
Okay.
Really like bright and colorful. But no, I mean I think they did a pretty good job of trying to, because in the first movie they did a good job of I guess saying, oh look, they're in a video game. They're aware of the fact that they're in a game and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But the internet's a pretty vague fucking concept.
Yeah.
And I mean, I thought they kind of did it. They made it tangible.
Okay.
So then, I have a question for you. Have you
Yeah.
seen the Emoji Movie?
I've seen parts of the Emoji Movie, and I want to kill myself a little bit. So it's fine.
Would you say that it's fair to say Wreck-It Ralph 2 is the Emoji Movie but good? Because they seemed like very similar concepts.
Yeah, it's like the Emoji Movie looked at the first Wreck-It Ralph and was like, oh, we can do that too.
Yeah.
And then failed really hard.
Okay.
So, I don't know. It's not a quality, like, in-depth film, but
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's Wreck-It Ralph.
it's fun to watch,
It's John C. Reilly and Sarah Silverman.
If you want to go, just get some fucking snacks, and just chill out and have a good time,
All right. My number 3 then, if you're done with your number 4.
I forgot about
My number 3 was Annihilation.
I
Which-
saw that coming.
I had completely forgotten came out this year until I looked
It
at,
really did come
at the
out this
list.
year?
It was very early this year, like January, February.
Fuck.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
That felt like last year.
Yeah, that's why I was surprised. But I know Annihilation was a bit controversial for whether or not people liked it. I know you were kind of lukewarm on it, Soraya.
Yeah, I think there's only like one scene in that movie. Well, two scenes in that movie that I thought that I really liked,
Yeah.
and which pushed me towards the more warmer side
Okay.
instead of the cold side for that movie.
I guess for me, it was sort of a trifecta of being an interesting, high concept science fiction movie,
Mm-hmm.
being Lovecraftian in nature.
Why Lovecraftian?
I would say it's Lovecraftian because you have people going into an area where it's just kind of beyond human comprehension of what's even happening.
Okay.
And it's sort of just like this unknown force that they have to struggle against without really being able to understand it at all.
Okay.
And then also just being about depression I found really interesting and
The
relatable.
movie's
in
about
a way.
depression.
I think it was, yes.
Okay.
So I mean, I don't know if you saw Annihilation at all, Marty.
I haven't.
We should watch it.
We should. But I liked it so much, I even read the book, because I heard that it was very different from the book. But that
yes,
the book was
it
also
is.
great, and it is very different.
What? You like the book?
No, that's what I heard. I was going to say, it is very different, and I think the movie was leagues better than the book. I don't think the book
I
was
agree.
very good at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're into sci-fi or horror or just heady movies, that maybe, and it doesn't do everything great. I mean, it's got Natalie Portman in it, so the acting's gonna be kind of shitty. but I don't know. It did enough right for me that it had to be up there.
Okay. Oh.
Did I not call it? That Soraya would be surprised with my number 3. All right, your number 3, Soraya.
My number 3 is Deadpool 2.
Oh, it's coming back.
Yes,
Look at
it
that.
is.
All right.
I mean, Deadpool.
That's pretty high.
He's raunchy.
3's pretty high.
I know. But it's Deadpool, and it's
Okay.
Ryan Reynolds.
Okay.
And it's raunchy. and it's funny.
And it's got emotions.
Does it have emotions?
It does. Mm-hmm.
It tries to.
It tries to.
It tries to. I would say Deadpool 1 was better at the emotions.
You know my favorite scene from Deadpool 2?
What?
When they're out in the street after, like, spoiler alert, the guy kills his wife.
Yeah.
Or whatever, he just grabs the dude. And,
He just holds him in front of the truck.
he just grabs him, just pulls him onto the road, and they just get hit by a car.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm going to be honest, I don't remember that scene.
because that scene, I was like, oh! Or the chainsaw in the background. The whole,
Yeah.
basically, just show me the intro sequence on a repeat. For like,
We should buy Deadpool 2.
I thought we have that.
No, we just have the first one.
Oh. Well, poo. Anyways, yeah, I mean, I didn't like the kid.
oh, yeah, I agree.
I thought the whole kid X-Men thing was kind of overkill.
I thought thematically it made sense, but I feel like the kid just wasn't well written.
Yeah.
And I really hate it because I really like that actor. Like, he's fantastic in Hunt for the Wilder People.
But that's like the only movie he's been in.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, I think that if his character was better written, like, he can be a good comedic actor. It's just in Deadpool 2 he has one note the entire time of just being a pissy, whiny kid.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it gets annoying. But
There was one more I wanted to say. Josh Brolin was really good in it. I really liked Josh Brolin.
he was. Josh Brolin was.
Josh
really
Brolin's good at pretty much everything, though.
True.
good. He is. He's a pretty good actor.
It's really good in Sicario as well.
He is. Are you done with your number 3?
Yes.
Marty, number 3.
Alright, I guess I'm gonna stick with the comedies and shit. I liked Game Night, actually. That was...
I haven't seen that yet.
I've not
I've been
seen
wanting to.
I had a lot of fun watching Game Night.
Yeah, I've heard it's really good.
Especially, oh my god. No, I had it on the tip of my tongue.
Jason Bateman?
No.
Is it the chick?
Who's Hawkeye?
Jeremy Renner.
Jeremy Renner. He's fucking hilarious.
He's in Game Night too?
Yeah.
Oh.
You sure it's
Oh,
not
wait.
Tag?
You thinking of Tag?
I'm thinking of Tag. Game Night was good too, though, actually. I did watch that.
Okay, so you're saying Tag or Game Night's your number
Can I put both in?
Sure. We have seen Tag.
Because I have two more in front that are definitely better than both of them.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fine.
I'll start with Game Night. This motherfucker right there, the middle guy. I don't know his name. I've never seen him.
The guy in the
anything else.
back?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen
Can
him
I see
before.
him?
Yeah. We'll edit in like his name, like right here.
Oh, he's like super no-namey then.
But he was hilarious, dude.
Yeah?
It was fucking great.
I
Yeah,
need to
like
see it then.
We'll see it. We'll have to.
basically he's just a fucking idiot. And it's hilarious.
I've heard one of the best things about Game Night is that it's not shot like a comedy.
Yeah.
Like it's shot like an action movie or something instead.
Well, exactly. Yeah, I mean it kind of keeps you guessing on what's actually happening in the plot too.
Yeah.
Like it throws in a couple like twists at the end. That since you guys haven't seen it, I won't
Yeah.
blow it.
All right.
Cool.
But then Tag.
Tag. I fucking love Tag as well.
Okay.
Because that's kind of a similar kind of thing. It had like a mix of like Game Night and like Hangover style, I think.
Yeah.
Which is why they're similar because they pretty much look similar.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Have you seen that theory that Hannibal Buress filmed Tag separately from the rest of the crew?
I haven't heard that.
Which one's Hannibal Buress?
The black guy.
Oh.
Whack.
Because every cut with every like shot of him is either a solo shot of him or he is placed in frames that he could have easily been rotoscoped in. So like, there's this whole theory that they filmed the movie and then added him in after.
I don't know about that because there was a couple shots when I think they were in that church
Yeah.
and like when they were like trying to catch him
Yeah.
and
I mean, I think it's just like a fun fan theory.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any credence to
I don't
it.
think
but
like
it's just
Or
interesting
just,
to think about.
when you get
that note's for me because he knows I'm like scared of something because it's like the balls note, right? That one?
what?
I know what you're talking about. I don't know the joke because we only saw it the one time, and I barely remember
He's
it. But
they're like sitting in front of the window and Jeremy
Oh, yeah.
Renner's locked behind in the kitchen.
Oh no, it wasn't that one. No, I was
Oh.
talking the one when it's like nighttime and it's like their first attempt to try and catch him, and he ends up like jumping through a fucking window.
yeah,
That's like it was right before they met his fiance,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
All right. Okay. I don't remember.
where they tried to like seal in the building and everything and like
Oh yeah.
and then
which led to the scene you're talking about.
yeah.
Okay.
because he's in there for a while.
Okay. I got you.
Yeah, Tay was all right.
Yeah,
I
so
don't
that-
think I was into it as you were, but
I mean, I don't know.
I liked it more than I expected to. That's
I
for
thought
sure.
the fact that it was based off a true story is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah,
That was ridiculous.
that part's funny.
But yeah, both Game Night and Tag, I mean, they're both pretty much hit the same
Yeah.
note on like why they're funny. So
Okay. My number 2 then is Hereditary. Which looking at it, I'd maybe put that below Annihilation, depending on the day. But I don't know. We already pretty much talked about it. I think I said everything I wanted to. So if you just want to move on to your number 2.
Super Troopers 2.
Jesus Christ.
I forgot about Super Troopers too.
Fucking Marty.
I fucking love Super Troopers.
Dude, Super Troopers was amazing.
Half of our lists, you're like, ah!
I spent like 5 minutes going down the best of 2018 movies, and like half these were not on there. So I kind of forgot what I saw this year.
That's why I do the journal. It helps a lot with this.
Yeah, Super Troopers 2 I really enjoyed. I'm a huge fan of the first Super Troopers. And I figured, like, if it was the same people doing this one, it would have been just the same.
Yeah.
And it hit every note, I thought, comedy-wise.
Question. Do you think Super Troopers 2 is better than Super Troopers 1?
I do.
I do too. Because I
mean, I only saw it the once,
yeah.
so I feel like I should see it again.
Okay.
I should watch both Super Troopers and Super Troopers 2, like, again.
Yeah.
And then debate. But right now,
Right now.
I believe I'd have to go number 1 right now.
Okay. Because I remember it had been a very long time since I saw the first one when we saw number 2.
Mm-hmm.
And we saw number 2, and then it was like a week after that we started watching number 1.
Mm-hmm.
I just remember a lot more of it falling flat for me.
I think a lot of number 2 is super it's a lot more raunchy than the first one.
Yeah.
Well, it's like they finally got their stride at number 2, I think.
Yeah.
You know?
It had much better timing to everything.
Mhm.
Like all the punchlines were a bit better.
It's like they
Yeah.
figured out how they wanted to be funny.
Yeah.
You know, like they were just experimenting in the first one, and I think they hit it on the second.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I also saw the second one first too, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it. But
Alright, anything else to say about Super Troopers 2?
Nope, it was really funny.
Alright, Marty, number 2.
well, now I want to say Super Troopers.
Oh my god.
I'll go the other direction. I actually really liked Christopher Robin as well.
Oh, we never saw that.
It. I wanted to.
It was a really well made movie.
Yeah?
All the just camera work and everything it looked really good.
Yeah.
And it was super adorable.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Based on your knowledge of me
Mhm.
as a person,
As a crab person, yeah.
crab person, would you think that I would cry during that movie? Because you saw that with Macy, right?
I did.
Did
but
Macy cry?
Well, she's not a really good standard. 'Cause she cries at everything.
Okay.
But maybe. I don't know. It's really a real heartwarming kind of thing, as it's kind of supposed to be.
Yeah.
But the thing is that they don't really advertise is that there's some moments in it that are fucking hilarious.
Yeah?
Like Eeyore is the voice of our generation. There's a whole bunch of suicide jokes. It's great.
Oh, that's
my
awesome.
God.
Yeah, Christopher Robin.
Alright.
Have you seen what's the one movie that made you cry?
Her?
No,
Oh.
the kid one with Liam Neeson as a tree.
Oh, Monster Calls?
Yeah, have you seen
Yeah,
a
that
Monster
fucked me
Calls?
up. That made me cry like 3-4 times.
What's it about?
So I'd read the book in high school, cried a shit ton of it when I read the book in high school because it had a lot of notes for me that were pretty personal.
Where are you?
Yes. So it's about a kid in Britain, and it had an interesting thing where an author was writing it and he had it all outlined, and then he passed away, and so one of his best friends took it and then wrote it like in his honor kind of thing. But it's about a story whose mother has cancer.
A story whose mother has cancer.
A boy. It's about a boy whose mother has cancer. Thanks for just pointing it out like a dick and not just...
I didn't notice.
I mean, there are people that would notice.
All right, all 2 people that are going to hear this, sorry. So it's about a boy who has cancer and as a sort of emotional coping mechanism. Did I say story again?
You said it's about a boy who has cancer.
A boy whose mom has cancer. I can't talk today. It's about a boy whose mom has cancer. And as a coping mechanism, he starts having dreams about this tree in his backyard coming to life and visiting him and telling him stories. And he starts acting out, and it's about him coping with his mom dying, pretty much. Which related to me a lot at the time, because my mom was telling me that she had cancer. Turned out it was all a lie, but that's whatever.
That's besides the point.
That's besides the point. So it really hit me hard. And yeah, and then the movie came out a year or two ago, and it was really fucking good. Liam Neeson and Felicity Day, whatever.
Felicity Jones.
But anyway, I cried a shit ton. You brought it up.
I was bringing it up because I wanted to see because that movie made me cry, and I wanted to see if Marty had seen it to compare.
I think from what Marty's saying, Christopher Robin seems much more happy and heartwarming.
Well, then I was gonna bring up: have you seen A Dog's Purpose?
No, I refuse.
Fuck A Dog's Purpose.
Well, I can't think of any other movies to compare Christopher Robin to that would allow me to see if I could. If
honestly,
I would cry.
whether you cry or not, you should just see it. It's.
Well, no, I don't like crying.
I don't think you will though. I mean, it's along those lines, but I mean, I think they keep it at a certain level, so it's still like pretty accessible.
Okay. All right.
Cool. So then my number one was Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
Of course.
I'm a huge Coen Brothers fan, and I don't know. I fucking loved it. Like the anthologies sort of take on it of just showing all these different aspects of Wild West life and how each one was a commentary on violence, and they were just all so varied, but every single one was just super interesting. Like, I think it's really impressive that you have two directors that can make 20 minutes of just people sitting in a stagecoach talking that riveting.
Yeah.
And I mean, I could have watched a whole movie of just those people having conversations. Yeah, I just loved everything about it. It was beautiful. It was funny. It was sad, like just depressingly sad at parts.
I think the first two were pretty funny, and then the rest of the movie was super like kind of dark.
See, and the last one I got more of like a Clue kind of vibe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But no, from Buster Scruggs himself.
That was one of the funniest things I've seen in at least a decade.
I was not expecting that, and it blew my mind. It was great.
I'm gonna drink a water.
This one was more on the fashion of a suicide. All right, swear you're number one.
My number one was Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse.
Okay.
Jumping
up from my number 5.
Well, I thought the animation was a 10 out of 10.
Okay.
I mean, you saw the style of that movie.
Yeah, it was gorgeous.
I thought it did such a good job of incorporating like actual comic book style into a movie. And then we talked about this on the Spider-Man podcast we did after it came out, and just how all the characters interacted with one another just seemed so natural.
Yeah.
And they were so comfortable with everything. The colors were really good. Like the voice acting was really good on its own. Yeah. That's all I have to
honestly
say.
That it was probably the top of my list too. I mean, I'm sure there's others that I would say on a different day.
Yeah.
But I mean, it did something kind of new. That I don't think I've ever really seen before.
Yeah.
I mean, there was familiarity with it, in the storyline and stuff, but like the art direction and sound direction too, especially. I don't know. I want to go see it again. I want a second one already. So.
All right, yeah. So I guess that's our top 5 movies then.
I do have an honorable mention that I want to say.
All right.
A Star is Born.
Okay.
Star is Born because I really like Bradley Cooper in that.
That's a good honorable mention.
Bradley Cooper was amazing in that movie. I thought Lady Gaga was also really good.
She was good.
I like the dark turn that it took. Aaron, you said that you have a problem with like suicide and like rape.
When they're not handled well.
Yeah, but this movie handled it really well, I thought. Because you can see it just lingering over him throughout the entire movie, and then just to see it acted on.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing. I'm happy they went through with it. They had the balls to do it.
Yeah.
Because it's getting to the point nowadays where it's like if it's not like if you don't walk out feeling good, people are gonna like complain about it.
Yeah.
you know, and especially after, because like it kind of follows a trend for like those type of problems, like mental problems and stuff too, where there are like waves.
Yeah.
You know, where like, yeah, he was recovering and going through all that and everything looked like it was going to be fine, but like I did like how it's not like, oh, you go to therapy and you have one breakthrough event and all of a sudden you're fixed.
Yeah.
Because I mean that's really not the case in reality. So it's kind of, I wouldn't say nice, but realistic that they showed that like it's not always a fucking happy ending.
Yeah.
And I mean, I did not walk away from that movie feeling good.
No.
I felt really sad.
Which is the point, you know.
And I was like angry, frustrated.
But I mean, that's the thing. It was a really well-made movie.
Very well made. Yeah. Definitely.
On
That was a good honorable mention.
On a quick side note, Aaron, I have something. I want your take on something.
Okay.
So, you know American Horror Story, right?
Yes.
Apparently, there is a scene in the first episode of Hotel, the one with Lady Gaga,
Okay.
where there is legitimately like a full-on butt rape scene.
Okay.
Like there's like, and it's a demon doing it to a gay guy,
Okay.
and the demon has like a screwdriver dildo,
Okay.
and like there's a full-on shot.
Okay.
And this episode was aired on TV, so
Okay.
like millions of people saw it. I want like
Just like what do I think of that?
yeah, like what do you? I'm sorry, I don't want to go off topic here, but like Sam told me about it today, and I was like, what?
Well, so I think with having never seen any of that season of American Horror Story.
I mean, I've never seen it either.
I've only seen the Coven one, and I hated it.
Gross.
I think they could develop that well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you could, if you really went into the emotions of what that did to that person, there is a way that you could tastefully handle it. But knowing what I know about American Horror Story, I am 98% confident that they did not do that.
Well, it's definitely the shock value.
Exactly.
You know?
And that, I think, is the problem with it.
Okay.
Is because one of the big issues I have with rape and suicide when it's used in media like this is that it often commodifies or trivializes it. So, like in that situation, it's just using it as a shock value.
Okay.
Even though it's a really horrible, traumatic thing, like probably one of the worst things you could do to a person, that really fucks people up for life.
Okay.
And it's either they take it in that direction where it's like, oh my god, look at the shocking thing that's happening. And then it kind of just disappears because that's the only purpose they had for it. Or they just use it as a commodity for really lazy character development.
Okay.
Which I don't think American Horror Story would be doing in that case, since it is the first episode. So you can't really use it for development when you don't know the character at all. But that's usually the two issues I have, and that one sounds like it's just doing it for shock value. To be like, look how disgusting and horrifying the show is. We're going to have a demon rape a man in the ass.
Sam told me about it, and I was like, I need to tell Aaron about this because
Yeah.
I want to know what his take would be. And now I kind of want to watch it and see like if anything happens with.
I would legitimately bet money that it doesn't.
Okay.
Knowing what I know about American Horror Story.
It's basically just like, it's like what Black Mirror did better. You know, where it's like, let's take all this bad, weird shit. Except American Horror Story, from what I've seen, I saw the, Coven one too, and it was
God,
basically
what an awful season of television.
like
and I haven't seen any of the other seasons.
it's like the most the whole show is just ham-fisted.
That season is so bad. It's so ass.
I really disliked Coven.
Yeah.
Roanoke is no better.
Okay.
I think season 1, 2, Freak Show was okay from what I've seen. I've only seen a few episodes of that, but yeah, number 2 I think was the best one so far, which is Asylum.
And I think there's nothing wrong with shock value, right? And there's entire movies and television series that are good, and they do it well. I just think when it's something like rape or suicide, it's just, and I don't want to say it's like crossing the line. It's just so lazy, and it's so common at this point, where it just doesn't do anything.
See, movies that just try and play off a shock value, really, like, I want it to be a comedy.
Yep.
Or something like Saw.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or even like if you want to get more subtle, like The Departed.
Yeah.
Like the ending of The Departed.
Yeah.
Like, because it has to serve a purpose.
Yeah.
And the whole like horror of like Saw
Yeah.
is it's not like a legitimately like, oh my god, I'm so scared. It's more like, holy shit, that's fucked up kind of.
Yeah.
But that's like playing on it so much better than I'm just gonna rape this guy in the ass with a screwdriver.
Yeah. And
You
it's
know?
and it's also, I think when you are going for shock value, there's a certain angle you can take it, like some of the early Saw movies, where the interesting thing about it is almost just how they did it.
Right.
Like, it's like, oh my gosh, like, how do you even get that gore to look that real?
Right.
And it's so intricate. Other than, like a bad example, I think, would be like Don't Breathe, where she shoves a turkey baster of semen in his mouth. It's like, okay, that's just fucking nasty. Who cares? Like, great, you grossed me out.
Right.
What's the point?
And like, see, the thing is about the early Saws that I really enjoyed in that regard was like, you wanted to know what crazy thing they're gonna do next.
Yeah.
That's what keeps you there and watching it.
Yeah, because it was interesting to see how creative it could be and how it was going to be executed.
Right.
Where raping a man in the ass with a screwdriver, which I shouldn't say much because of the fanfic episode we have coming out, but that wasn't rape. It's
different.
It's completely consensual.
I only brought it up because I brought up the suicide thing.
Yeah, no, definitely.
In A Star Is Born, and
Yeah.
I didn't mean for it to go on such a like.
No, I think that was a good thing to expound on.
Cool.
So
Yeah, we can switch over to some games here. Maybe.
yeah, so I'm gonna do 2 right away because I did 6.
That works. I got 4. So
Okay. I think Soraya also only has 4.
I
So
put in a 5th one, but I don't know if I want to say it.
Okay. So my first 2, number 6, was Divinity Original Sin 2. I have it at number 6, mostly because I haven't played a ton of it. I really want to go back to it. Soraya and I kind of started playing through it, and then we wanted to do a video series in it, so we never really got around to it more. But I was a huge fan of the first one, and from what I played of the second one, it just seems like the first one, but better. Just really good, interesting, intricate, tactical RPG, which is awesome for me. And then my number 5 is Dead Cells, which I'm actually going to make you play for video. All right. But Dead Cells is a roguelike Metroidvania, which typically I hate Metroidvanias. But this one is just the combat is just so precise and fast. Really easy to customize it to your playstyle and do it on the fly. And it does something that's really great where it really encourages, because you have a primary weapon, a secondary weapon, and then 2 equipment. And it really encourages you to just use fucking all of it. Like, all the cooldowns are real short. It's all real fast, responsive stuff. So it's like, it just makes you feel like a total badass when you're playing it. Yeah, so that's my top 2, Straya. If you want to do your number 5 or your number 4 if you don't want to do 5.
I think I'll just do the 4.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, number 5 was South Park.
The Fractured Butthole? Does that come out this year?
That was 2017. I think it was December.
No.
Because I got it for Christmas last year. So.
Oh shit! Hold on.
It might have come out on Switch. It might have been like a port.
I don't know. I saw it on the Game Informer list of 2018 releases.
I definitely had it in 2017. So.
Oh,
I think it got ported to Switch this year.
That's okay.
Which I'll count because I did that for 2 games. So
It's
and
still,
you played it this year, so I think it's
and it's still recent. So I mean, like, I'd go for it. I loved it.
oh, it was a great game.
I'll try looking for it and see. But all right. Oh yeah, you're right. It came out on the Switch this year.
Well,
Whoops.
that counts.
We can count it. That's fine.
Well, I didn't really enjoy it, but I thought like South Park.
You didn't enjoy it. You played through almost that whole game. You had like a solid week where you were binging that motherfucker.
Yeah, but I wasn't really enjoying binging it though.
Okay.
I thought the combat tended to be a little repetitive for me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I definitely think the combat in that one was a step down from the first one.
See, I haven't played the Stick of Truth yet, but
Okay.
Neither have I.
But this one was actually my first PlayStation 4 game, like this generation of consoles.
Yeah.
And so like I was working at Walgreens. I would get home at like 11 o'clock every night. Play Fractured Butthole.
But I guess since I don't really want to go into South Park, my number 4 is Red Dead 2.
Okay.
Redemption.
Interesting.
I mean, I never played the first one, but I really liked the Western style of this one, and I thought it was super realistic.
Okay.
I really like the hunting, even though I don't like killing animals, real or fake.
Did you skin a bird yet?
No, you can skin birds.
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
Oh.
You're not gonna think it's awesome.
I've only skinned like deer and then
Rabbits.
Rabbits
The
and
rabbits.
raccoons.
No, this is worse.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's birds are bad. Real bad.
Oh man. Well, and I mean, like, I like most of the characters that I've come across. I mean, I haven't played too many hours into it, but I really like Dutch.
Mm-hmm.
And from what I've seen you play of it, I kind of like where his character arc headed.
He has a really interesting character arc. It's very good.
I really like that. Kieran's I really liked,
Mm-hmm.
even though I barely saw him.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm sorry. Who else? Those are the only two that I can really remember. Lenny's a sad too.
It's a sad story.
That game's a little depressing.
I mean, that's Rockstar style though, especially when it comes to Red Dead. It's all about dying for your lifestyle and doing it. I mean, the redemption part is redeeming someone else through your death.
Yeah.
That's just how those stories go. So.
But yeah. I mean, the combat. Like I said, I haven't put too many hours into it, but like, I like the world.
Okay.
It's really pretty, and then, the horses are really cool, and the hunting's really good, and it's just, I don't know, there's just something about it that draws me to it,
Mm-hmm.
but, yeah.
Okay. Marty?
Yeah.
Number 4?
Well, I'll put that in as a kind of a tentative number 5, maybe.
Okay.
Again, because like it looks really good. I love the world it built, but my big problem with it is I couldn't really get sucked into it like I could with like say like even GTA 5. You know, because they're basically like the same game, just different worlds. Basically, you know, like the controls are all the same.
Mm-hmm.
Like the style of quests are almost the same, where you have to like
go here, shoot everybody.
Yeah. But I felt a lot more immersed in GTA, believe it or not. Like I felt like more like I was in the city as opposed to like it's hard for me to put myself in like Arthur Morgan's head sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I wanted to love it so bad, but I burned out really fast on it.
Well, I think I played the most of it out of the three of us here. And my big problem with it was how bloated it is.
Mm-hmm.
And like story wise and mission wise, there's just so much useless shit that it doesn't add anything.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just there to make it bigger. And I think a big part of that too is how there's a lot of things in the game that just make it shitty to play. Like
I've been fighting the controls too, especially. Like
the controls and just some of the systems. It's just actively trying to stop you from enjoying it or like playing it smoothly. It's almost like it's just purposely clumsy.
You know, and all the like horse maintenance stuff like that. And like, I mean, I like detailed games. Like I'm a big simulator guy, but like it got to be too much where I didn't even really want to try and get through the story because it was such a fucking grind to get there.
Yeah.
Which brings me to a real quick thing. Did you guys see your horse's like balls shrink in the cold?
My horse did not have balls. I don't think. I don't know.
I watched it online. Yeah.
How was it?
Its balls shrunk. I mean, yeah.
That was like one of the major like draws to that movie game.
Yeah.
When it was like first being leaked and everything, and everyone was obsessing that if you take your horse into the cold, its balls shrink.
Well, see, like those kind of
like,
little details I like. It's just when you go into the catalogs and they sell these horse care products and like this and that, and it's like it's got so much intricate shit in it that you just don't have time to do it. Like if you give all the details enough attention to make them worthwhile, you're never going to do anything else.
Yeah, and I mean, I played through probably 3/4 of the story before I just couldn't do it anymore, and I never did any of that. I never ate. My Arthur Morgan was completely just malnourished the entire. The only thing I ever did was shave my beard, and I would brush my horse if it needed brushing.
Yeah,
but like all the other stuff, it's just useless. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't add anything to the game at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why it's a tentative number 5, I guess.
Okay.
Because I wanted to love it, but I couldn't. And
do you want to do number 4 since Ray did her number 4? And I'll do 4 and 3 my next time, so then we're all doing.
Yeah,
3.
actually, believe it or not, it's probably Sea of Thieves.
Okay.
I felt like it's kind of bringing back multiplayer, like cooperative multiplayer again,
Yeah.
and that's something I fucking miss. You know?
Sea of Thieves came out this year.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Right.
Well,
But yeah, 'cause, I mean, it has a lot more work that needs to be done before it's really,
Yeah.
perfect. But it's just really nice and refreshing to see cooperative, team-based,
Yeah.
cooperative multiplayer games. But I mean, it still has that like, PvP type
Mhm.
element to it. So it's there if you want it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think I'm a little lukewarm on Sea of Thieves because just so much of the core mechanics are so repetitive to me.
Well, yeah, I
And
mean,
like the
that's-
missions, what would really sell me on it is because they've been doing a great job post launch supporting it.
Mm-hmm.
I think what would be great is because I doubt they're going to do a whole overhaul
Oh, yeah.
because that's too much work and it doesn't make sense. But if they just put in like an expansion that just had a 5 to 6 hour story, I'd be so fucking sold.
Oh, yeah.
Like if it was just, all right, now you go here and you go find this dude's treasure and you talk to this guy and he gives you like some pirate lore and you go attack this fort that's filled with skeletons or like you're chasing another crew of NPCs.
Like do that lets you have keep the same ship each time you play.
Yeah.
So that way like you could get through that story and like have something to show for it.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, there's a lot that could be done, but I mean, it's refreshing, I think, to see that come back instead of like all the battle royales and the first person just like everything's just getting faster and faster and faster.
Yeah.
Because everyone's attention spans are fucking disappearing. But Sea of Thieves is like I like nice, slow, kind of strategic, cooperative multiplayer.
Okay. Well, then I'll do number 4 and 3, so we'll all be on the same level. My number 4 is Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition. I skipped it on the Wii U because who owned a Wii U? And I've always been a big Dynasty Warriors fan, which sucks because they've been really shitty lately. So I think that's what I really liked about this one so much was because I have zero interest in Legend of Zelda anything really. But it was such a great refresher of the Dynasty Warriors formula, and it just has so much content in it. It's just such a big game, and like every character has 2 to 3 different entire movesets you can do, and it's so much that it's incredible. And then my number 3 was Nier Automata,
I
which
figured that one would be on your list.
which had come out technically last year, but the Xbox One port was this year.
Okay.
So I'm counting it, and I'm doing the same thing for number 2. And also I played it this year, so I think it counts. And I know you don't like this game, Marty, but
Yeah. And believe it or not, it's not because it's weedy.
I loved it though. I loved the story and how it was a narrative that could really only be told in a video game. Like the whole idea of having to play through it multiple times to see how the narrative changes, you can't do in any other medium. And it wasn't completely successful in it because it is a JRPG, so there's a lot of bloat and just useless faff. But I just thought it was so cool having that really unique thing that could only be done in this medium. And it was gorgeous. It played well. I don't know. I loved everything. But I especially loved in the story how nuanced and subtle a lot of it was. Like, I think that a problem with a lot of game stories, because I'm really big into narratives, is I think a big problem with a lot of game stories is that they're very, very surface level. Like, you play through them, and it's impossible to not just understand it. Even one that has a great narrative like Spec Ops: The Line, like it really just forces it in your face. What I really loved with Nier Automata was just how a lot more subtle and metaphorical a lot of it was. Where like, you'll watch a 5 to 10 minute cutscene that's just 2 robots acting out Shakespeare, but it's slightly wrong, and then you just have to extrapolate and infer what it's trying to talk to, which I think is a mature level of writing that a lot of video games lack.
Yeah, no, I'm a big fan of that kind of writing with games and movies and everything, where I like almost having the perspective of like a third party, inconspicuous bystander.
Yeah.
Being able to just watch a scene, like watch characters just be like that without being part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of like the fly on the wall perspective.
Yeah, definitely. Saray, you're number 3.
My number 3 is Black Ops 4.
Really?
I really like Black Ops. I'm a huge Black Ops fan.
Huh.
What?
No, that's just really interesting to me that that's your number 3.
Why?
Why is it your number 3?
I don't know. I guess it's just Black Ops, man.
Okay.
I fucking love Black Ops.
Okay.
That's like, that was always. I spent so many hours on Black Ops 2,
Mhm.
and I know Black Ops 3 wasn't as good, but like with Black Ops 4, you've got they're bringing in all the old good maps,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's zombies I really like.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little clunky, yeah, but and I mean I'm gonna be honest, it's Blackout's good.
Blackout's very good.
I really like Blackout. It's a little too fast for me. I always feel like super anxious and on edge to like get a lot of stuff, which is why every time you and I play, I'm like, let's go.
Yeah.
And I don't want to like linger in one spot for too long unless I'm like deep inside the circle.
Yeah.
Whereas like compare it to like PUBG,
Yeah.
like you have a lot more time to get settled into wherever you are and then like actually find like a good spot to hide.
Yeah.
I thought I like some of the customizable stuff.
Okay.
Their emotes are fun.
Some of them.
And then like the stickers that I've been getting are pretty funny to look at.
Okay.
I don't know. It encompasses Black Ops 2 for me.
I guess I'm just
Really
surprised because in the time we've been dating, we have gotten Black Ops 3
Yeah.
and World War 2, and now Black Ops 4.
World War
And-
2 is not
Well,
on the same level as
yeah.
these.
Yeah. But I guess I'm surprised because when we had Black Ops 3, you seemed a lot more into Black Ops 3 than you are into Black Ops 4.
I don't know.
And
if
I always got the impression that Black Ops 3 wasn't that great to you.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm just surprised now that this one that you seem
I think
interested in is number 3 for you.
I think it's just mainly the Black Ops 2 stuff. 'Cause
Yeah.
I was a huge
Just having
fan.
that back.
Yeah, and then I mean, not all of the maps are from Black Ops 2 that
Yeah.
they're bringing back, but like.
But where the hell's Hijacked, Soraya?
Hijack's in Black Ops 2, isn't it? Or
But
is
why
that-
isn't it in Black Ops 4? It's in Blackout, but it's not in multiplayer. I want to fucking play Hijacked in multiplayer.
I don't know. Ask them.
You're accountable, damn it.
But I mean, like, firing range was really good. I fucking love.
That's
firing
Black Ops 1, isn't it?
range. Yeah,
Yeah.
So,
but like,
that's one thing I can't get behind Black Ops 4 because it's like, it's not even a Black Ops game. You know, they're taking all the online multiplayer aspects and saying like, you know what, fuck the storyline and everything, because they were trying to develop a narrative.
Mhm.
I didn't even know they were trying to do that.
Yeah.
Reportedly, they stopped doing the story like a year before release. They
Wow.
kicked it out and then worked on Blackout instead.
Because
Battle Royale, that's why.
because I love the first Black Ops. You know,
Mhm.
that was a whole different ballpark for me.
Yeah.
Because I liked how it introduced like lesser known stuff like, you know, the Bay of Pigs,
Yeah.
you know, and brought in a little bit of Vietnam and stuff
Mhm.
like that. And then it just got all fucking futuristic and high tech and
Yeah.
stupid in my opinion. Like,
Yeah.
and I don't know, I was really disappointed. I was excited for the new Black Ops. I'm like, because I've still played all of them
Yeah.
through the single player stuff, and they're like, oh, it's just gonna be Battle Royale.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, well, cool. So is everybody else, you know?
Yeah.
Like, why? I wish if they would have like marketed it as something besides Black Ops, I think it would have been better.
I think maybe it's just me being really nostalgic.
See, I guess that's the thing. I'm having trouble finding the nostalgia in it
Interesting.
because it feels like a whole different game. That it doesn't even really feel like Call of Duty, except for the fact that it's like a fast-paced first-person shooter.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
All right. Marty, you're number 3? that what we're on?
Yeah.
I would like to preface this.
Oh, boy.
With, it's not necessarily a good game, but it was fun.
All right.
Far Cry.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say we should guess what you're gonna say. Far Cry 5, really?
Yeah,
Huh.
because we played a shit ton of Far Cry 5.
We did play a
and
shit
that
ton.
was the beginning of Testy and Festy.
It was the beginning of Testing Festy.
Testy and Festy isn't out yet.
It's not. It's coming. I'm working on it. But we did have a lot of fun.
Every day, every morning.
See, that's very interesting to me though, because I think if we did also a worst 5,
And also,
Far
yeah,
Cry 5 would also be in my worst 5.
yeah, because the story was garbage,
It's terrible.
and the gameplay is pretty repetitive after a while. But I
Yeah.
mean, it feels good to play Far Cry games.
Yeah.
like they handle good. The shooting's pretty good.
Well, it's Ubisoft, where it's fine.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's a finely built game, and then the rest is kind of meh.
You know, but
It's
like
a shit. But
the hours, I would never play it by myself.
oh
But,
yeah,
like, the
I
hou-
tried. It's so boring.
But the hours of like cooperative gameplay we got out
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. No, I feel you. I feel you.
No, I wish there was a cooperative Far Cry 3. That'd be different.
Then it would change everything. That would change lives. My number 2 is Darkest Dungeon.
Oh shit!
Again, did not come out this year, but it was ported to Xbox this year, so I'm counting it, and
Alright.
also because I played it this year. Although I did not play it on Xbox. I played it on Steam and Switch. But it did also come on Steam this year, I'm pretty sure. So, but Darkest Dungeon...
You mean Switch? It came out on Switch.
Yes, it came out on Switch this year. Thank you, police over here, fucking
I'm sorry,
monitoring
I'm just
everything I
trying
say.
to make sure
You're
that
not-
we're accurate.
You're not gonna censor me.
accurate.
Anyway,
Accurate.
Darkest Dungeon, again, Lovecraftian influenced. I'm a Lovecraft slut. And it's a super, just difficult, stressful, turn-based roguelite RPG. I just fucking love everything about it. Like, just real intricate, turn-based combat, you know, where you could just really get granular and into it and set up the perfect combinations. And it's hard, and it fucks you over, but it just makes it so much more satisfying when you get it right. It's just like when you just beat the shit out of a boss. It's just like, it's like sex, man. It's so good. I'm gonna make you play this for a video too.
Alright.
So get ready for it. But
I will prepare my anus.
it's also beautiful. Very unique art style to it. It's very simple, but very unique. Like it just instantly identifiable. Like that's you can instantly tell it's Darkest Dungeon. Soraya, what's your number 2?
Darkest Dungeon.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I said, oh shit. Yeah. I guess, I mean, you just went over all of it. So.
Yeah, it's as beautiful as it is cruel.
That's because we're masochists.
Yeah, I mean, it is one of 2 games that has given me nightmares.
What?
Yeah, it's Darkest Dungeon and XCOM 2, where when I've been really into it, because especially when I was working as security guard, it was just every day I'd play 3 to 4 hours of Darkest Dungeon at work. And I'd be so stressed that at night I would just have stress dreams.
Dude, what the fuck?
Like, I would just freak out. Oh, I would just have dreams where I'd wake up sweating, like, thinking that, like, I had a max level party that got wiped by a boss or something. Like, I
Oh
just
my
super
God.
fucking...
Okay, that's not as bad
really
as
leave an
me.
impression. Well, I got more into it than you.
I did have a Dragon Age fucking dream last night. I've been playing too much Dragon Age.
All right, Marty, what's your number 2?
I guess technically it came out December 19th, but since we're doing the other stuff, I'm
That's
throwing
fine.
it out there.
Who cares?
I actually like Ultra Wings for VR.
Okay.
You know, because it's probably the one that I put the most hours in.
Yeah.
Because I like to fly, and it's the closest I can get to VR flying. But yeah, I don't know. It's fun. It like really VR has opened up a lot of new ideas for me for games and what they could be. And I mean, yeah, it's just an arcade flying around through rings and landing and shit. But I don't know. It's the one where you can just sit down and just enjoy being in VR and just
Yeah. Cool. All right.
yeah.
And then my number 1 was God of War.
Called it.
Yeah. I don't think that's any
I
surprise.
mean, I didn't call it out loud, but I called it to myself.
Just I had played a little bit of the original trilogy. I was never a huge fan. They always, even when I was in high school, it seemed like it was just trying so hard to be like that edgy, you know, look at all this gore, look at all the tits, sort of like faux mature game. But with the reboot of God of War, I guess not even a reboot, it's technically a sequel. But with God of War 4, it is actually really mature. Like, just such a slow burn, intricately told story. And the combat is just so unique and fun. And it's such a cinematic experience. I don't think I've ever played a game like it, honestly. Like, I've played games that wish they were like God of War, but just don't hit it as well as it did.
I feel like that's a common theme with games nowadays, is that they're trying to be like movies.
Yeah. I mean, that's been happening for a while now.
But
Yeah.
I feel like there's been like a full explosion of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, God of War, fucking Ni no Kuni, I thought kind of had a cinematic feel to it.
Okay.
Like a Ghibli
Yeah, 'cause I mean,
cinematic
yeah.
feel to it.
Because it was trying so hard to be
Um,
Ghibli-esque.
Red Dead,
Red Dead definitely was trying to be cinematic.
I feel like
I think I would have liked Red Dead 2 if it was a movie more.
Yeah. Or like a Netflix series.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other ones. I mean with
I mean, all the Detroit Become Human. Heavy
and
Rain.
Death Stranding coming out soon.
Yeah,
Next year.
Kojima's always been very cinematic.
Yeah, so I just feel like there's been like a recent explosion of it.
Yeah, I think for sure. Yeah, I know neither of you played God of War, but I just fucking loved it. It was great, beginning to end. And it didn't have, like, I personally was a little surprised that I didn't have Red Dead on my list at all. And I think the big reason was when you're comparing like the story of God of War to the story of Red Dead, it's just it
seems like it falls really flat.
Yeah, well, yeah, and just every section of God of War has purpose and intent behind it, and I think that's really rare in video games where you have to stretch a story out to 8, 10, 20 hours. And that's the big problem I had with Red Dead was it's just that every single mission was go here, shoot these people.
Well, it's like there's a story, like a narrative.
Yeah.
And then they just threw in the missions of killing people just as
Yeah.
to make it a game.
Yeah, but God of War, it was just all so integrated, where it's like, all right, yeah, I need to kill this fucking frost giant for a narrative reason, and me doing it is going to develop it, and it also just feels absolutely great to do it in the meantime. So Saraya, your number one. I think I know what your number one is.
What's my number one, Aaron?
Spyro, the
Fuck
Reignited
yeah,
trilogy.
Spyro. Dude, Spyro is my childhood. I mean, to be honest, I never really finished Spyro.
Well, when you're a kid, though, like there's a lot of most games that you love, you don't actually necessarily.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was
Shit's
just
hard. I mean,
well, and playing through it as the remastered version, I was like, there's no fucking way I would have been able to figure any of this shit out.
yeah.
Because, like, yeah, the first, like, 2 worlds are really easy, and then you get to the rest of the worlds, and it's just, like, those are some pretty hard puzzles.
Yeah.
They're really hard puzzles to figure out. Like, I think it was Treetops, where I had to go on, like, I had to supercharge down a ramp, jump to a different ramp, and still keep supercharging, and twist and turn to get to this really far island to 100%, like, that level.
Yeah.
And it's just like, there's no fucking way.
Yeah.
And I mean, I just love Spyro, man.
And then, like, growing up with the original one, it's not like you could just go online and get the answers to your problems. You just had to sit there and grind it out until you gave up.
Mm-hmm.
Or you had some friend that knew how to do it come over.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was grinding that shit even this time around. And I mean, I thought it was really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
I think they
It's
captured,
gorgeous.
they remastered it really well, and like each dragon, completely different. Because I think in the first one there wasn't, I can't remember, or like in the original version, I don't remember if each dragon looked different.
Mm-hmm.
But this one, each dragon definitely had like its own personality, not just voice-wise, but the way they looked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just fucking love Spyro. And I was waiting for it. When you first told me that they were doing a fucking remake, I was like, ooh. And this is like the only game I think that I've ever pre-ordered.
Yeah.
Like just for me.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. Marty, you're number one. I also think. Oh.
Yeah, try and guess it. I guess I don't think you would because I wouldn't be able to.
Beat Saber.
No. See, Beat Saber's too obvious.
Beat Saber is awesome, but it's not really like it wouldn't be ever my favorite.
Yeah.
Game, you know.
Okay.
It can't be Overwatch. Because that came out 2 years ago. You know, that's I think the one you
See,
played.
that's the
most.
problem. Like out of 2018, I have not played that many games.
Yeah.
Like new games.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cheat and go through this list.
Which is why this number one isn't really even close to my number one favorite games from the last like couple years.
Yeah.
Mario Party.
No.
I'm trying to think of what shit I've seen you playing.
Right? So I haven't been playing much.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy.
Yeah, it's Final Fantasy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just honestly, so far, my opinion will change as I play it more, but probably Moss, honestly,
Yeah.
because it's I'm not a platformer guy.
Mm-hmm.
Which one?
Moss.
That's the one with the cute little mouse, the VR game that we really want you to play.
I don't recall, but okay.
But it's like one of the first games I played in a while. You know, I've been digging through a lot of the VR stuff, but it's the first one that really made me start to feel like attached to the world, like almost immediately.
Yeah.
You know, the world building in it right from the get-go is great, and it's there's no actual dialogue between the characters. It's just the narrator.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, it's definitely a kind of experience that I haven't had in ever, I don't think. You know, and it's I don't know, it looks like you know those little like diorama kind of kits you can buy or whatever.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, but it's like, you know, alive, like where you get a little box that maybe looks like the size of our table here, like say 3.5 by 4 feet or whatever.
Yeah.
Somewhere like that. And that like that's the scene that's playing out, and then you complete the scene, and then it moves on to a different one, because it is like each page of a book kind of. And yeah, it's really really unique, and I like it a lot.
That was definitely unexpected.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Because again, I haven't played that many games in 2019. If we could go back 1 year, would like any of your guys' games change for your number one? Or any other honorable mentions that just didn't quite make the time
I
frame?
didn't have any fucking
For-
prep time for this, Marty.
Previous year?
For last year.
Yeah, just stuff that like just
Shit.
was just out of spec.
To
Was
the
there anything for you?
phone!
Yeah,
While Saray and I look up lists here.
I was thinking I really wish Horizon Zero Dawn came out this year.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was my first like full game.
Yeah.
You know, aside from South Park for this generation, and it was basically like bringing back all the old kind of games,
You
like
know-
that format.
You know
but
what we should
better.
probably just do?
Hmm.
We should just do a like top of all time episode sometime.
Yeah,
But okay.
but yeah. So for me, it's just Horizon Zero Dawn was. It captured a lot of like stylistic elements that I just loved,
Yeah.
and the world building was good because it didn't just blatantly give you any of the lore.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you had to go find it through like old logs and stuff like that.
Yeah, but it was very natural feeling.
Uh-huh.
Like it never felt like they just didn't know how to tell the story, or like it never felt like a lame way to sort of get it across, because it was also well written that it was really interesting to read.
It was easy to like learn about the world through Aloy, because I mean she was kind of discovering what the real world actually is outside of her little colony or tribe or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they did a really good way of kind of making it seem like you were along for the adventure.
Yeah, definitely.
And
You
also
said
robots.
like number one for last year for us?
Yeah, or just something that stood out to you as being like one of the.
I would put Stardew Valley on mine.
Oh, you did play a lot of Stardew.
I played so much
Played a
Stardew.
shit ton of Stardew
Yeah,
Valley.
Stardew would definitely be up there.
Yeah, that'd have to be for you.
Hey, Rinko.
I didn't realize how shitty last year was.
Yeah, I'm looking at this and I'm like, I haven't even heard any of these games.
I mean, I guess Hellblade's on there. I'm playing through that right now, and that's pretty good. So I probably would have ended up there for me if I'd played it at the time.
How about Splatoon, Aaron?
Cuphead. I'd probably throw Cuphead out there.
Cuphead is really good. I like that. one.
Cuphead's fantastic.
I think I'd throw not Hellblade, fucking Ark on mine.
Ark?
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys ever play Bendy?
No,
No.
I've seen it though. I've seen bits of it. It looks interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. It
I'm
kind of
just-
got the same vibe as
Cuphead?
Cuphead.
Yeah, I'm so sick of seeing their shit at Hot Topic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
What
honestly.
about Dishonored?
Did Dishonored 2 come out last year?
Yeah. Dishonored Death. Oh, well, I guess no.
Oh, that's the expansion.
Never mind, I lied.
I never played the expansion. Yeah, last year kind of sucked for games.
Yeah, I think I caught it like I started with this generation in December.
Yeah.
Like late December. So I mean, I was able to catch like the couple good titles from it, and then
Yeah.
makes me really think I just play a lot of Overwatch, I guess.
Right? Dude, I always have those moments.
There was
Okay.
Shadow of War.
I didn't play that.
No.
I'm kind of having one of those recently where like I spend so much time just playing Overwatch. Like I could get so many other entire game experiences instead of just grinding away into Overwatch for no point. Like,
it's just I've been having a lot of trouble focusing on
Yeah.
like, new games lately. Like that's why Horizon was so up there for me because that was like one of the first games that really brought me back into it.
Yeah.
Where I would sit there and be thinking about it when I'm not playing.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I miss liking video games.
Yeah,
there
right.
was.
It's
Yeah.
hard.
I think Stardew is my only one.
Yeah.
An Ark.
Last year kind of sucked for games.
Well, I had an honorable mention.
Okay.
Conan.
Oh, Conan Exiles?
Yeah.
Okay. That was fun. That's a fun game.
Like, you and I played a good amount of that.
Yeah, we got pretty into it. We didn't get far.
We didn't
but
get far.
We put a lot of time into it.
Maybe I should get back into it now that I got an Xbox.
Yeah, definitely.
True.
We should. That'd be a good roleplay
You
series.
can see how big my tits can get.
I saw how big your tits.
And then I was going to throw out another one for shits and giggles, because it's funny. Fallout 76.
Ah, fuck yourself. You haven't even played it. The only way you know about Fallout 76 is when I tell you about Fallout 76.
I was also going to say Vampire and Call of Cthulhu.
We haven't played any of those either.
I know, but
I really want to play Call of Cthulhu,
I
though.
feel like those two could be honorable mentions if we had played them.
Okay.
Okay, well, I think go back to our top 5 videos that we've done.
Yeah, I guess which we should probably go a little fast. We're already at about an hour and 10.
Yeah, we'll pound through.
Yeah, so I guess if podcast listeners don't know, we do have a YouTube channel, Default White Guys, so we thought it'd be cool to go over our top 5 videos that we did throughout the year. Do we still want to do top 5 or do we just want to do top 3 for time's sake? I'm not super attached to my bottom 2.
I don't think we really need to talk about each one.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, I'll go first then. My number 5 was the Anti-Weeb Lies of Astaroth.
I was thinking about that one.
It was just such an ass game.
I pressed A for like 45 minutes.
But it's riveting. It's riveting to
It does
watch.
have a lot of tits.
It's a lot of tits, a lot of boy toys. Everything you could want. Stray, what's your number 5?
Mine was Rainbow Six.
Oh, you and me playing Rainbow
Yeah.
Six? That was a really good one.
I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
I did
It's
enjoy
super
watching that
fucking
one.
clunky.
90% you
And
yelling.
I had no idea what I was doing the entire time.
We should probably say we played Rainbow Six Vegas 2, not Rainbow
Oh,
Six Siege.
well, yeah.
Very different games, very different experiences.
Yeah.
So yeah, my number 5 was Overwatch, not because I enjoyed making it, but because of what it led to.
That was I think that was our first video ever too.
Uh-huh.
The first release video.
Yep. And,
Or
Showing-
Sims?
No, you're right. It was second.
but it was my first video.
Yeah,
Sure.
it was your first video.
And I've never touched Overwatch before there. And I was so confused and I sucked ass. And now I'm like level 80 and all
Yeah.
I do is play Overwatch. Thanks, guys.
Sorry.
Welcome.
My number 4, in a cruel twist of irony, because I said it would never appear on our channel, was me and Marty playing Minecraft. It's just such a salty, cynical video. And I think I like the story of why we did the video more than the video itself.
Oh yeah, no, the entire video was just made out of spite.
Yeah, just because we were alone and didn't know what to film, we were like, you know what? Fuck Saray and Isaiah. They want to do Minecraft. We'll do Minecraft and hate it.
Yeah, and I just got back from work and I just made chicken patties and we played fucking Minecraft. We did nothing. We accomplished nothing. We found diamonds and we broke them.
Yeah, it was beautiful. All right, sorry. What's your number 4?
Mine was our Fable 3 playthrough.
Episode 1 of Fable 3.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was really good.
I mean, Aaron fucking killed like 3 men that I was holding hands
I think
with.
my favorite part is because I was using a character that I'd already beaten the entire game with. So I was like perfectly good, perfectly pure. It's like I killed one of them and I'm running away and I'm like, look what you're making me do! I'm a good aligned character.
And then by the end of it, you had killed like 3 or 4 people and you were already starting to like form like flies and stuff, weren't you?
A little
Or, like,
bit,
a
yeah.
little bit.
Yeah, it was getting bad.
Fall from grace.
Marty, you're number 4?
Probably Sid Meier's Pirates.
Pirates is so good.
'Cause-
Rotunda.
At first, I wasn't into the game. I was like, okay, we'll just pound it out.
Yeah.
By the end of it, I was like, all right.
You get into it quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get invested.
Especially the dancing mechanics.
Yep. Dances are surprisingly investing.
And then once you get the good, like, we had such a good ship, it just felt so powerful, you know?
My number 3 was Hotel Transylvania 3.
Oh, seriously?
Because that was just such an awful fucking game. And I find it really funny. Just because it progressively kept getting worse. Not to toot my own horn a little bit, but I also like a lot of the edits. the running gag of the I hate sand from Attack of the Clones, and then also the scene from Fargo of Steve Buscemi going through the wood chipper, and then the werewolf's head flying out of it.
Did you say Attack of the Clones?
Yeah, that's episode 2 of Star Wars. Attack of the Clones.
Isn't it Clone Wars?
No, Clone Wars is the TV show. You fucking scrub, don't try to correct me when you don't know shit.
Well. Sword.
Beginning of the podcast, she's like, I hate Star Wars. I'm going to correct Aaron on Star Wars.
Fuck you.
Alright, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is 2 videos, actually, but it's Sims Part 2 and Sims Part 3.
Yeah.
Because number 2 is the one where Isaiah starts passing out in front of all the women.
That's some prime-ass Sims.
Fucks Rihanna. Passes out after fucking Rihanna.
Uh-huh.
And also because we have almost 900 views on that for some fucking reason.
It's the clickbait title.
And then Part 3 because I believe that's the one where I die.
Yep. In the first 5 minutes.
In the first 5 minutes.
It's just so weird, like, in the game, because, like, you died right in front of the fridge.
I did.
And then we're sitting here recording this, and I look over, and the fridge is right there, and that's where you die. It's weird.
Yeah.
Alright, Marty, you're number 3.
Probably Crypt of the Serpent King.
Okay.
I really enjoyed the whole process of making that video.
That was probably my favorite to make.
Yeah, because it was like, we all kind of were like, all right, we'll just play a little bit. It looks like awful.
Yeah. We'll make fun of it, and then we'll move on.
We 100%ed it, like, immediately.
Just got super into it. Super invested. It was such just a communal, exciting moment.
And, you know, when everyone was here, it was a big, big moment.
That's also the first video where I intentionally did not put in nameplates because there was too many people there. There's like 6 or 7 of us.
You could hear Rizali in the background.
Your brother comes in between episodes with no introduction. My number 2 was Civ Rev Part 2. The whole trilogy of Civ Rev holds a very special place in my heart. Probably just because of the history of me and my brother playing against each other. But also, I love when I'm playing against Austin, just his mass paranoia. And there's just that beautiful moment at the end of it where I get the nuke. And I just love that cliffhanger of me having the nuke and then just that leading into the next episode. I find amazing. And that also was very much like Crypt of the Serpent King, where it was a little different, though, because Crypt of the Serpent King, there were so many of us, where Civ Rev was 3.5 hours of 4 of us just playing this fucking game. And you get to the end of the second part. 2
of us weren't even playing. We were just
2 people were
watching
just watching. And you get to the end of the second video, or like halfway through the third, and people start being like, okay, but how much time is left? Ross and I are like, you should have known, motherfuckers. This is how it is. Soraya, you're number 2.
Dead Space.
Dead Space, okay.
That was a fun one.
Yeah. You guys, I guess, if you don't know me, it's really, I have a really hard time playing scary games, and I think Dead Space is the only scary game that I've actually played a decent amount of without freaking out so early.
I mean, you did freak out a lot, though.
I did freak out a lot. There's a lot of screaming. If you want to see some funny ass stomping on dead bodies and shit, you know.
Just wait till we get you in Resident Evil.
Well, and the other thing I loved about Dead Space was there was such a great dynamic between you being terrified and then Marty and I just making fun of you.
It wasn't even you guys making fun of me. It was you guys getting annoyed with how cautious and slow I was going around corners and shit.
I don't know about you, but like I played a lot of Dead Space.
Oh, yeah.
And like, I don't know, it's just so funny looking at it because there's moments that are totally not even scary.
Yep.
And you're just like, not doing it.
Because once you know how Dead Space works, all of its scares are very telegraphed.
Yeah.
And then we also couldn't hear the game.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
so Soraya was completely
headphones.
in it. And Marty and I were completely detached. Just making fun of it the whole time. Marty, you're number 2.
Left 4 Dead.
Oh, really?
That was, again, it was like probably one of the most fun videos we shot.
Yeah, that one was really fun.
You know,
I did not expect that to be number 2.
Because, you know, it was like one of the first real videos. Was that the first video with Rizal?
It was up there. I think it was the first one of him playing something.
Yeah, no, and I don't know, it was interesting having like, you know, dual split screen again.
Yeah.
It felt like the old school kind of like going
definitely.
over to your friends and fucking playing video games.
We gotta do more Left 4 Dead, man.
Dude, Left 4 Dead is just so much fun, especially because it was you and me versus them.
Oh, we destroyed them. There's that fucking moment where I'm the smoker. And they're just trying to get over the bridge, and I keep grabbing one computer, and they just don't shoot me. There's that, and then when I'm the tank, and I kill Isaiah, and then they pick him up, and he moves 5 steps, and I hit him with a rock, and he's back down. Left 4 Dead was great.
It's pretty cheap.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, it felt so good just ganging up on him.
Oh, yeah. And I knew, even when we set it up, and I was like, all right, we'll do the PvP, I knew we were going to destroy him.
Yeah.
like, I don't mean to be arrogant, but Isaiah's never played Left 4 Dead. Rizal doesn't play as many video games as us, and I don't know how much he was into Left 4 Dead, really.
Well, he was super into Left 4 Dead when it first came out.
Okay.
And I would play a lot.
Okay.
My brother and I, like, all day, like, every day for a while, would just play Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, I was super into it for a while.
So
Then I think it's safe to say that we all have the same number one.
Oh, yeah.
The first Let's Role play of Sea of Thieves.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
I think it's a bit I think for me personally, it's multiple levels. One, I think it's just downright hilarious.
It is fucking funny.
I think, and also because it's very different from everything else we do, it's so edited, and it feels, because it was the role playing, it took a little bit more effort. So I think it was kind of more satisfying to see it pay off. And then also for me personally, when, years, I guess like a year and a half ago now, when Isaiah and I were first considering starting the YouTube channel, that was one of the 2 tentpole ideas of mine, was doing the Let's Role plays. And just, I guess, seeing it come and seeing it work so well, it was just so satisfying for me.
Well, that and, like, for some reason, I think we were just on fire with the one-liners.
Dude, we just nailed it. We just nailed it so well.
Because, like, even if no one else finds it funny, I laughed a lot. It was great.
Yeah.
So,
and it was just so fun to do, too.
I've watched that video like 3 or 4 times now.
Yeah.
And every time it's just fucking funny.
I just keep coming back to the first, like, when we first spawned in and you're jumping down the cliff talking about all the cum on your chest. I was like, yeah, at last, that's what keeps the scurvy at bay.
I think my favorite part in that entire playthrough was Aaron showing us the map, and it's just dead silent for like 20 seconds, and it's just me saying, looks like a penis.
I think my favorite moment is when Marty and I are fighting the skeletons, and Sarah's talking to somebody randomly, and there's just chunks of skeletons flying. We're just like, Scurvy, you need to help us! You can just hear it, and she's just silent as we're fighting.
It was like a fucking Monty Python skit or something, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to do more of those, though.
Yeah.
Even if they're not Sea of Thieves. But, any other honorable mentions? I know I have 2.
My honorable mention was the Civ Rev.
Civ Rev?
Videos, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I like doing the videos, and really just in general, I think with myself, this is a bit of a tangent, I guess, but I like when working on something, just taking it to like the extreme, like doing like videos where it's, okay, we recorded for 3 to 4 hours straight, or like I just locked myself in a room and worked on this for 5 to 6 hours. Like there's just this energy that comes around it.
Oh yeah.
That with Crypt of the Serpent King and Civ Rev, I think are just so unique and just so exciting to do.
Well, I mean, that's similar with like my music recording and stuff like that.
Yeah.
A lot of times I'll just cloister myself away for like an entire day.
Yeah.
Just doing that, and like when stuff is just flowing.
Yeah.
And it just feels good. It
like,
feels like you're being productive.
Yeah. Like that's why I love like I read the autobiography of Randy Blythe, the lead singer of Lamb of God. And in the end of it, he talks about how to write it. He just rented a cabin for a month. And that's all he did. He just went off and wrote. And I'm like, that is the fucking dream. I just...
Yeah, if we could all just leave our lives for a month.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the thing, right? That's why it's a dream. My other 2 honorable mentions, though, didn't really fit into any of the categories. But I wanted to give a shout out to the season 22 of South Park. I thought it was really, really good this year. Very different for South Park. It was very cynical and just kind of depressing in a lot of ways. But it really solidified them for me, especially just how legitimate of a series they are. I think a lot of South Park is still under that sort of dogmatic stigma of just being just kids who swear a lot, and that's supposed to be funny, but it's just so much smarter than that, and there's so much more going on.
And like, they're, not always right.
Yeah.
But I think the whole thing is that it kind of forces like a little bit of in-depth thought about problems instead of just like, it points fun at something and makes you think about it.
Well, and their approach of just that nothing's sacred too.
Mhm.
I really like a lot, and just being like, you can't be completely grounded in everything. Like no one's perfect. Everyone's wrong about things. You
Yeah.
just got to get over it.
And like it's I like how people say like, oh, all they do is try and offend people. I'm like, yeah, but like everyone's so sensitive about being offended now. Like they're
Yeah.
trying to push you.
Yeah,
Like,
there's a point to it.
and I appreciate that.
And then my other one was the newest season of BoJack.
I have not seen
I'm a huge BoJack fan, but this one took it to whole new heights for me, just on its artistic execution.
Mhm.
And I've watched Breaking Bad, I watched Game of Thrones and stuff, and I think this was probably Rico doing something.
She's licking the heater.
Okay.
Rico,
But I think this newest season of BoJack was probably the best season of television I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
Just it's got this like dual narrative going on that's just so complicated and well interwoven, and it all makes sense. I mean, there is an episode that is legitimately 25 minutes straight of just one character doing a monologue,
That's
just constant shot him just talking, and it's riveting.
well, it's creative,
Yeah, and it's just so well written, and it's just absolutely compelling.
I
I loved it.
I have a few mentions that I'd like to do. Getting Rinko.
Okay.
Both of these do not pertain to this.
No, that's fine.
But
Just
like
big moments.
having Rinko come into our lives.
Yeah.
I thought it's been a joy.
Even Marty, who didn't want a dog.
Well, I'm gonna,
I like the Rinko.
and then I was gonna say thank you, Marty, for accepting to live with Aaron and I.
Oh,
And, like,
I was
just
like
being-
basically homeless.
like Aaron and I are not really liked well by most people, I think.
Yeah.
And like, just thank you for coming in and like splitting this with us.
Helping to
It's been
pay the
great.
rent.
For
Gotcha.
being
You're welcome.
and for being just so chill and open with us, even when we come into your room to bother you multiple times, minute after minute,
It's
day
okay.
after day.
I'll always keep one headphone off for you guys.
It has been
Yeah.
great, especially the YouTube stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's fantastic because it's one of those things that a lot of people talk about, and I think a lot of people don't pull the trigger.
Yeah, and that's the big thing. I've had a lot of ambitions for artistic stuff,
Yeah.
like especially with my music, and so many times it just falls flat because people say, "Oh yeah, I want to do it," but
Yep.
they don't really want to do it.
Yeah.
They don't want to put in the work. They don't want to spend the money.
Yeah. So I think for me, that's been one of the best things about this is just being able to have someone else that's like doing it.
Just
And willing to do it.
Someone that actually isn't like enthusiastic about it.
Yeah.
Which is so fucking hard to find now.
Yeah.
Because it seems like everyone's kind of boring now. I'd rather consume media than create it.
Yeah.
That's kind of the vibe I get.
All right. Well, I think that does it for this episode. Marty, your superhero movie for next week. Did you forget about it?
I may have forgotten about it.
You got 20 seconds here. Let's go.
Okay. Is it okay if it's a far tangent from the typical Marvel DC superhero movies?
Any
10
superhero
seconds.
stuff.
Team America World Police.
Fuck
Oh
yes.
my god!
Fuck yes. Hell yeah. All right.
Um,
Next week we'll review Team America World Police then.
That's kind of a superhero movie.
Yeah, it'll count. Fuck it. Who cares? We make the rules here. So that's going to do it for this episode. You can find us on SoundCloud or iTunes as the Deus Ex Cinema podcast. Or if any of the videos we talked about sounded interesting, you can also find us on YouTube as the Default White Guys, where we post gameplay videos every Tuesday and Friday, podcast every Monday. We'll see you guys next week.
Next year almost. Whoa.